And so you really think about it, and every time I sit down with somebody, they're amazed that we're a town of 55,000 people,
I
but yet
know.
we have all these incredible assets. I mean, we're two major universities, A&M and UTMB. We've got a great airport. We've got a wonderful beach. We've got this port. We've got, just
Galveston College.
Galveston College, I mean, Moody Gardens. I mean, things that a town of 55,000 people would not have.
They'd do anything for one of those things.
100%.
100%. Hey everyone, it's Gina Spagnola, President and CEO of the Galveston Regional Chamber of Commerce. And what an exciting day it is today. We have our new mayor, John Paul Listowski. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for being
great to
here.
be here. Thank you.
Wow, y'all. Okay, so we have to explain a couple things. Well, he doesn't necessarily, but I do. We have just been at a really dynamic meeting. It's the Pelican Island Committee meeting that the Chamber puts on. But y'all, it was raining so hard, but we were not canceling the show. Thank you.
That's right.
We could have, but this show was going on for you to learn more about this outstanding mayor. And what I wanted to do is, first of all, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
And thank you.
Yeah.
The meeting today, like we said, what a great day.
It's exciting
To be in the leadership role that you are and in our role too. But what I wanted to do for those of you that may not have had the opportunity to meet John Paul, I want you to take our viewers back and sort of growing up here. You grew up, born on the island, but let's go way back. Not too back because he's so young, y'all.
St. Mary's High School, July 9th,
Yes.
1976.
Yes.
I was born here on the island.
Aw.
So, born and raised here on the island, grew up in what I think is a fabulous place to raise a family.
Yes.
It's amazing down here. And I had a great childhood and all the experiences that, living on an island comes with it. And born and raised here, went to high school down here, O'Connell High School.
Did you play sports? What'd you do
I
at O'Connell?
I played
don't even know
tennis, track,
Okay.
mainly because track got me out of school on Fridays to go to
There you
track
go.
meets. Was big into sailing. Of course, here on the island, it's one thing that we have a lot of. We got a lot of water and some great sailors down here. So sailed. Started out very young sailing and did a lot of sailing when I was in middle school and high school. And a little bit of baseball, tennis, track, kind of a little
Your
bit of everything.
parents are from here now. Were they born and raised on the
My
island?
father was born here on the island. My mother, she was born in Port Arthur. And so I've got a little mayoral history because my grandfather was the mayor of Port Arthur back in the day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so maybe that is passed
It's in your
on to me.
bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, family, and they're all still here today,
So good.
which is great to have them here in town. Went off to college, went to Texas A&M University in College Station, went off to college and just didn't think I'd come back to Galveston after that. I didn't think really there was a lot of opportunity down here. There was just so much more opportunity other places. But
Where'd you think you'd go? Like, what was in your mind going into it? What was the plan?
I was wanting to go overseas, actually.
Oh.
My degree's in construction science, and so I was interviewing with a bunch of construction companies that had a worldwide presence, and so was actually looking to do something,
Yeah.
outside the country. Just because I love to travel and I love to see things, and so I thought that was the route. But the more I really thought about that, and the more I spent time away from Galveston, the more I realized how special of a place we really have here in Galveston. Ended up coming back to Galveston after college. I interned down here for a construction company. Went back and worked for them for a little while. Then went and worked for a land developer down here for a little while, and then it was off on my own and started my own company around the 2005 time period, and been working in construction ever since then. Back in 2005, I was appointed to the Planning Commission.
Yes.
I served in chairman as the Planning Commission, and then just that kind of started my career into city boards and commissions, and and then led into my political career as in 2018 was elected to serve as the District 5 rep on City Council, and served on City Council for 6 years,
Yeah.
and then I thought I was
Took a break.
done with my political aspirations, and was going to focus on my family and my business, and then I got pulled back in, and
Yeah.
now I'm mayor.
Well, congratulations
Thanks.
about that. Well, I remember, I think we might have met in 2005. It was early into I started, I think, 2000. I've been there 23 years, 2003. And I just remember how excited we were to have you and some other of your friends that were getting involved. We had realized that the chamber needed youth, and we needed young people that were coming back to Galveston and investing in Galveston. And I remember your years there, and you did a really good job. You were on
Thanks.
advocacy, you were on IDC, you
Yeah.
represented us a couple of
Sea
years.
Crew,
Sea
big-
Crew,
big
our
thing.
young professionals, and
Absolutely.
it was the younger group that helped us build that now to over 150 young professionals in it. But yeah, I think you were one of the founding
Yes.
members. So thank you
Yeah,
for the
thank you.
investment there at the chamber.
Go
Go.
ahead. And I want to thank you for everything that you do, especially just as you mentioned, bringing in that young part of the community into what we do here in town. It's so important that we have people in the next generation
Yes.
getting involved. I mean, for a period of time there, Galveston was a place where, just like I said, I didn't think there was opportunity here, and there were so many young people moving
Yes.
away from the island, and that we can't survive like that. We
Yes.
have to continue to get new blood and
That's
and
right.
younger people involved with all the
It's our
organizations.
future. It's their future.
That's exactly
Well, it
right.
was interesting too because we had first, I heard the idea back at a conference in Los Angeles actually, and they were saying it's chambers of commerce and Rotaries and Kiwanis and organizations like that have been around forever and are so good that if we didn't begin to start incorporating the youth, the young people, the young professionals into our organizations, that it wouldn't be, I think they said by 2020 at the time, that these organizations would be going away. That seems so
right.
far away. And we did, and we put you guys in charge of it. We didn't try to run it, try to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And it is the future. And I was so excited about all the work that y'all did. So
Thanks.
thank you for that.
Thank you.
So now you're the mayor. And
Yeah.
today we at this Pelican Island committee, we had about 26 people there, and we went around the table and just talked about all the incredible things that are going on in Galveston and how it's not only important for our region, but for this nation. Let's talk about your priorities and then just update the folks listening. So thank y'all again, or watching, about some things that they may not know about
Yeah.
that we're going to
Absolutely.
be dealing with regionally.
Yeah. Well, I'll kind of reiterate what I said at the meeting today, and starting with kind of what I feel like is the most
Yeah.
exciting thing that's happening here in Galveston, and it is our port. Our
Yes.
port is going to be the major economic engine that really drives our
Yes.
city for the foreseeable future. And so, whether you're talking about the cruise industry or cargo, whether you're talking about the Pelican Island Bridge, Texas A&M University on Pelican
Yes.
Island, which is expanding incredibly right now. You've got Davie Defense coming in at Gulf Copper, which is going to create a tremendous amount of opportunity
Yes.
and economic drivers in itself. And so there's other things like LNG coming to our port. There's talk about desalinization. You've got the Port of Houston that has 1,200 acres over there. That is, with all the other stuff that's happening here, they've shown interest in coming back to the table and developing that property. It's just endless. There's so many possibilities, and we're finally at the point where I think all of this can actually happen. I mean, there's so many things that are just lining up for us
Yeah.
that just weren't there in the past. That are finally here, and we're gonna make the most of it.
When we talk about Davie Shipbuilding, that's around 2,000 jobs between Galveston and Port Arthur, because they'll be doing a lot of their work over there as well. And then you
Yes.
couple all the other things they were talking about that are coming within our region. It was
Yep.
thousands of jobs. Let's talk about housing and more of a broader regional view of that, and transportation and getting people to and from the island. I mean, obviously, I think the mindset of Galveston for so many years is it has to stay here. We have to do everything, and we really can't have that mindset anymore.
Yeah.
We've got to think regionally.
And it's just not possible. I
It's
mean,
not
with the
possible.
amount of job, we are right now a commuter type of community. I mean, we have so many jobs here on the island that we cannot house
UTMB.
everybody. UTMB being one of
yeah.
them, our, Landry's Corporation, I mean, all the hospitality industry that we have down here, we just cannot house the amount of people that we need to fulfill
Right.
the jobs we have here. And so we have to look regionally. And that's a big part of kind of my administration and reaching out to our partners in the area, the county, the state, the federal
Yes.
government, our local elected officials. Just the other day, the city manager and I met with the mayor of Texas City, talking about some possibilities that we can work with them on, and housing is a big part of that. And then transportation falls right in behind that. I mean, if we're going to be having affordable housing to fulfill these jobs that we have on our island, then we need to also look at the transportation aspect of that as well. And so all of that is going to be play a major role over the next few years on solving this housing problem that we have down here, and just making sure that we can provide the labor force that we need to fulfill these jobs.
Yeah, and that transportation is so important. I'm a part of the Santa Fe leadership group, and I know that's in just about every discussion that we're, when we're talking and going and meeting with their city and stuff. Santa Fe is kind of primed and ready to go to, and building wonderful little communities and not communities, but developments over there. And so they're definitely, on the radar and seeing it coming here and knowing that there's a place for them too. And Lamarck and
Lamarck, Hitchcock, Santa Fe. I mean,
on into Houston.
absolutely. It is only coming our direction, and we need to be prepared for it.
Yeah, and it's okay because in other places, people commute.
Absolutely.
Not everybody's as lucky as we are to be
Yes.
able to just get in the car, and I'm down at the chamber in 10, 15 minutes, really 15
Yeah.
to 20, if the lights are right.
That's right.
If the lights are right on the seawall, I'm there.
You're
Quick,
there.
I'm there. Thank you for that. But anyway, yeah, so what are some other priorities you talked about? And y'all, I saw him the other day. I've just told this earlier, walking on the Strand. And so I'm like, hey, there's our mayor. And he was walking on the Strand, and he's doing these things. He's looking at beautification.
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
No, we're not there.
We're not there.
We're not there yet, but we're going to get
We're
there.
pretty,
though.
but
Yeah.
we got some work to do.
And Galveston
Yeah.
has a natural beauty
We
about
do.
itself. There's no
We
doubt
do.
about that. I mean, we are fortunate to live in the place we live.
We do.
But we could be so much better, and the city's going to play a big role in that. And just along our major corridors alone, part of when I was campaigning, one of my big issues was beautification of this island. When my expectations of a tourist type of town is a little bit more than what I currently see. And so when I come over the causeway onto the island, I come down I-45 and onto Broadway or 61st Street or Harborside. These are not tourist corridors or are major thoroughfares that I think are beautiful currently. They've got Broadway. We have amazing trees, and we've got some decent landscaping.
It's
but
better.
we could be
It's
so
getting
much
better.
better though than what we currently are. And so we're going to be working with that. TxDOT. We had a meeting just last week or the week before with TxDOT and kind of understanding their plans. They just started a project this past week where they're going to be cleaning up those corridors, Broadway, 61st Street, Harborside, through to 05. With some of the existing landscaping that they have, and so that's a start. But we're gonna add to that once they get to a certain point, and so I think you're gonna start seeing the island look a lot better than it has in the past.
Well, I remember years ago, gosh, so many years ago, when we had the livable communities. Do we still have that initiative?
We do,
I know we've got
yes.
some downtown stuff. And just the little bit that's come out of that between the chamber through mechanic up to market and the little cover with the flowers on it, the big pots and stuff. I mean, just a little bit makes
Yep.
such a big difference. He mentioned Disney, which I loved. He's like, this strand should be like Disney, and I agree, and I believe we can get there
Absolutely.
because it's just those little touches that
Yep.
can make or break an experience too. For
And that's
families.
what's exciting about Galveston.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that are coming down the pipeline. Like we talk about the Liverpool's community
Yes.
effort, and so we are going to be getting $24 million over the next 5 years to redo the downtown area. And so the bus stops and the sidewalks that you talked about along 23rd Street, we're going to be doing that throughout downtown. And so that's going to help tremendously with just making downtown better. But we need to start on that. That's still a couple years away. We need to start on that today. And just
Yes.
me, by me walking down the Strand just the other day when I saw you there, we've got grass growing in our gutters and through the sidewalks. And so that little bit, the little effort that it takes to fix those issues, I think we can do today. And it will improve that area tremendously. And just, I mean, that is our major street downtown. People know the
It's really
Strand.
the heart of our city.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so that should, like you said, it should look like Disney World
It
down there.
really should.
It should
When
be
it-
spotless. There should be no trash on the sidewalks, and we should be cleaning that. And we've got some revenue coming in from parking and some other revenue sources. And so we need to make sure that parking revenue is going to, it's got to stay in the downtown area. And we need to make sure that it's taking care of
Yeah.
things like that. So,
Well, and we'll talk about a couple of other of your initiatives and everything, but we get about 25,000 to 30,000 in our visitor center, and we share that space with Visit Galveston. And I know when people walk through those doors, we've talked about the cruise ship industry, and a lot of people feel like for so long, we would hear people say, well, these people come and they get on the ship and they don't see Galveston. And now we're seeing those percentages rise up until, I think we're at 35%, I
That's
believe,
great.
of the
Yeah.
guests that come are come a little early. So if you're thinking about a cruise, come a little early and stay a little late. And they're discovering Galveston.
Yeah.
And from the realtors that we know too, that are members, they're saying they're seeing, a lot of people that have been on cruise ships that have come here are now beginning to buy in Galveston.
yeah, absolutely.
So there's value in that, and they are coming and they're loving what they see, and so it should be an incentive for all of us
Yeah.
to really make it even more beautiful because we're seeing it now.
Yeah, and I
numbers
think
are showing it.
we can leverage that even more
I do
by we've got 2 million people that are coming to get on this ship every year, and as they come down Harborside or Broadway, we need to be putting forth that effort, saying this is a beautiful place. Why should we get on that cruise ship and go to a foreign beach when we can stay in this beautiful town and go to the beaches here? And so we need to do a better job in setting that hook a little earlier than we have in the past.
And we see a lot of people, and I think that's what's so popular about our port from Arkansas and Oklahoma and Missouri. I mean, you can get in your truck
Yeah,
or your car and drive down here and have a wonderful time. I love
Absolutely.
that the hotel industry too, a lot of them provide parking
Yeah.
for them too if you stay there. And so we hear a lot of great things about that. So what are some other priorities that you have just looking out into 2 to 5 years where we look back and you go, God, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. And in keeping because we are just 32 miles long and 2.5 miles wide, and really still keeping it precious and keeping our environment beautiful, our natural environment. We see more birders, y'all. I think we're second in the country, only to New England for that, where people come and go to Feather Fest and things like that. And so I know that's really important to you too, as it is for me, for the people
Yeah.
that have chosen to live here too. How do we control all of that?
You asked a lot there.
I know, that was a whole lot. It just started coming to me,
Let's,
but
so
start at the beginning, which is what you want to see.
you know, we've got the comp plan. I'm starting at the end. I'm working my way backwards,
yeah.
but we need to keep our island, like we all
Yeah.
love and cherish it today, and still accommodate growth and when it's responsible. And so as you are the chairman of our comp plan review committee. I think that's where we start. We make sure that our comprehensive plan is what we want to see going into the future. That sets the standards for our land development regulations. And so that's a big part of it. And I think you're doing a great job chairing that committee right now. So we'll see where that goes and how that shapes up here over the next year. But yeah, absolutely. That was another thing that I always spoke about. Campaigning is our community and keeping our community intact. There's people out there that say that we don't have a community anymore. We're all about tourism or cruise ships or one thing or the other. But I totally disagree. I think we have a great community.
I do too. I love our community.
Absolutely. And so we need to enforce that. We need to back that up, and we need to make sure that we're looking after the people that live here. Those are the people that elected me, and so that's definitely a top priority. Keeping that community intact and keeping young people moving to the island.
Young people moving, and what keeps young people moving are having a wonderful community like we have with all the nature and the things like that, but also a thriving business community. And that's where we come in, and that's where I know that partnership will begin to just strengthen. But when your business community is thriving, your schools are thriving.
Absolutely, yeah.
Everything in the city thrives when you're successful, which was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
Somebody that chose to come back and to do that. And not only do a lot of our developers, come here and they do really well, but they also give back. I mean, I watched you do it, when you were developing. And so that business community it's the lifeblood of a community to keep them healthy and well. And that's where I feel like we've had this conversation where we can really help even more, be with the resources and the tools for our businesses to thrive.
Yeah, I think you bring up several good points there. First is absolutely, we need the business community to be healthy here on the island. It is definitely very hard to run a business down here. In the past, we have been a tourist town where we have a big influx of business in the summertime, and that has to hold us over until the next summer. And so hopefully we can change that. We can bring in industry, have a more full-time business opportunity here, and support businesses in other ways besides the tourism industry. And as a city, we need to be very proactive in that as well and supportive of our business community, and I'm 100% behind that. The other thing is GISD.
Yes,
and our kids
which
here.
is where we are.
That's right. And so, recently I got to tour Ball High School. Amazing facility. I'm so glad we have a new high school. I think that's going to help bring additional families to the island. I have a 2-year-old getting ready to turn 3, and now a 7-year-old. And my 7-year-old goes to Oppie, so she's in the public school system. I think we have a great school system here.
And a baby on the way.
And a baby on the way. So I've got plenty of kids coming through the school system down here. I'm doing my part.
You're doing your part.
To keep people down here on the island.
Oh, they're so cute too.
Yeah, thank you very much. They're wonderful kids.
So cute.
I think we're in a good place. And just going on with GISD, I mean, they're now talking about what's going to happen with the middle school and possibly building a new middle school here in the near future. And so I'm happy to hear that. Happy to hear that Galveston is investing into our students and our future. So yeah, it's great.
I think about it all the time from the time Bob and I moved here in 1991, and it was historic. It was the preservation that brought us in the East End. We both loved the history, and you know, I look around and I think about even just today what we talked about, but every day I think about our life here on Galveston Island, living in the East End, having historical districts, many of them,
Yeah.
national landmark districts, having the tall ship Alyssa, the 1877 tall ship that helped lead the parade for our 250th anniversary of America, our history, the beach, which y'all I think is beautiful. I see it every day. You do too. You drive
Yep.
the seawall going
Absolutely.
in every day, and noticing a sunrise and a sunset. I never did that in Houston. I love Houston, but
Yeah.
I never noticed every sunset and sunrise. Our downtown district, our events.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just such a cool. But I don't feel the worry,
Yep.
and I have faith in the leadership that everything's just going to get better and better, and you have to be so excited to be at the helm.
Yeah.
And
I
they
mean,
help us get there.
it is an incredible time in Galveston. We are in the spotlight. People know about us, and not only for our beaches, but for everything else that we're offering down here. And you bring up the historical aspect, and that's really what sets us apart from
It
anybody else
does.
on the
We're-
Gulf
we're
Coast. I mean,
different
we
that
have
way,
so
yeah.
much history down here. Alyssa sailing to New York,
I know.
put us in the spotlight there. We've got the battleship Texas down here now, which is going to dock.
Oh, we heard that news
here
this morning.
next
Soon.
August. No,
I
no,
think.
I don't remember
There
the
was
date.
so
but
much. There was
there
so
was.
much, but
But
it's soon.
they're going to be at their permanent location within the next year. And it's history like that you can't replicate. I mean, that is only here when it comes to the Gulf Coast, as far as I can see. And so we're very fortunate to have
First
that.
class attractions.
Yes.
At Moody Gardens,
Yes.
we get folks in to our visitor center and say we needed more time. We needed.
Yeah.
It used to be you'd come down for a day or two, go to the beach. That's what we used to do. Roll down, go to the beach, go back. But now, I mean, all the attractions that we have in museums, the beautiful museums on Broadway,
Yeah.
and all of that.
So much. And that's what it's pretty cool when because I'm talking to so many people now. I mean, there's so many people that want to be here in Galveston.
I know.
And since I'm mayor, they're talking to me about
Yes.
it. And so you really think about it. And every time I sit down with somebody, they're amazed that we're a town of 55,000 people.
I
But
know.
yet we have all these incredible assets. I mean, two major universities, A&M and UTMB. We've got a great airport. We've got a wonderful beach. We've got this port. We've got,
Galveston College.
Galveston College, I mean, Moody Gardens. I mean, things that a town of 55,000 people would not have.
They'd do anything for one of those things.
100%.
100%. That's why when people are sometimes can get angry, you're never going to see me that way ever. But I'm just thinking, y'all, other cities would do anything
Yes.
to have one
Yeah.
of those precious things that God has just given us, and we're the caretakers of it, and we take that seriously
absolutely.
and love it every day. And so, as a little commercial, if you're thinking about moving down here, we will certainly welcome you to come
Absolutely, yeah.
down. And then I'll end on our major events too, that are so great that come down. And you talked about that our population. So at any day, we could be at that population, or we could be at 250,000 people coming down for the motorcycle rally,
Yeah.
or Dickens on the Strand, we'll see 50 or 60,000. And so Mardi Gras,
That's right.
we have it all.
And it makes it challenging too. I
It
mean,
is
that's the
challenging
challenging
for our
part.
police,
You know,
for the neighborhoods.
we are a town of 55,000 people, but on any given day we have 100,000 in town, if not, 400,000.
sometimes.
And we have to be ready to
Our
keep the public
police.
safe.
Yes.
And so, we've got a full-time fire department, we've got a great police department, and all these things cost money, of course.
Absolutely.
And so it's a challenge funding all that, along with all the city services that we have to provide. We still have to
And
make
it
sure
takes
your
a
roads
toll.
are right. We got
Yeah.
to make sure your toilet's flush, and we get you water, and we pick up your trash, and It's a lot.
That
There's a lot going
amazes
on.
me after a big event, how quickly though the city
Yes.
will have that, because I get in early and we'll have gone to Mardi Gras and literally I'll roll into the office at 6:30, 7 o'clock
Yep.
and it is clean like nothing even happened.
And you saw this the last 4th of July weekend when, our beaches were packed.
Packed.
Probably the most people we've had on the island for 4th of July in a long time.
Yeah.
And you come out the next day and our beaches are pristine. And that's the park board and the efforts that they put into our beaches, and they keep them amazingly clean. And so we've got to give a lot of credit to those
Yeah,
guys.
I actually interviewed Marty Miles. That was the
Oh,
other
yeah.
one. I was trying
Marty's
to think
great.
of it. But I was telling him as I go down the seawall every morning, and that's kind of the time that I really reflect and just really thank God and ask for direction and leading our chamber and things like that. But I'll look over to the right of me, which is the seawall going in, and literally I've seen people chasing a piece of paper.
Yeah.
I mean, they will literally do anything to make sure that our beachers are clean.
Yes.
And we took leadership Galveston. We thought, oh, we'll do a beach day. We'll clean up. And literally, we were just walking around with bags trying to find trash.
Yeah, it's
I
hard,
mean,
it's hard to do after
they
they come
do
by.
they do a really great job.
They do.
Well, any final thoughts to anyone? Anything that we missed? We didn't really say anything about your beautiful wife. And I think she is such an important piece of who you are and
Absolutely.
your support and love. So
Yeah.
we get
So,
two.
it-
We get
it's
two with you.
So
She's
so
amazing.
much. Kara is incredible.
She is.
She takes care of
And
our
she's an entrepreneur.
amazing kids. We're partners in a gym here in town. So she does her thing, and she gets it all done, and
She's such a kind.
she
kind,
lets me do
wonderful-
this, which
she's
is
a kind, wonderful spirit.
very
She really
yeah.
It's a lot. Service is a lot, and for those that may not know this, our council, our mayor, it's not paid positions.
That's right.
These are all volunteer positions. They're giving their time plus still trying to raise a family and build a business, and so we're very grateful always to those who choose to serve. It's not easy. You're never gonna have everybody that's just cheering, and how you can't please everyone, and that's
right.
always really hard. But
Yep.
every day we know that you're gonna pray and do your best
Yeah.
for Galveston.
and we're gonna make this place better. There's
Yeah,
no doubt.
it's gonna be great. Any final thoughts? How about my guy over here, my director?
I
Isn't he
mean,
great?
GISD.
GISD pulling
producing
out
the
some
best.
good ones. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it's good to have you back, friend. All right. Well, thank you so much for going through the floods today. Sorry about the appearance, but I wasn't going to cancel this one again. We had to cancel once, but thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you soon.